Well, hello. Yes, it has been a while. Um, Hopefully there will be more podcasts coming on the way here. It's been over a year now since the last time, and I'm not going to say that we are going to be uploading a bunch more because I really ain't got no idea how the schedule of this is going to be working. But anyway, this is the Monster Mash podcast. I'm, of course, your host, Sir Monster. This is your co-host, Joe Mama.
Hey, what's up?
And of course, we are joined once again by the one and only Crazy Uncle. Crazy Uncle.
Gentlemen, what a honor and a pleasure to be with you again. Now that I'm here in North Carolina, I've been thinking a lot of our previous conversations back when I was in the Midwest, and very excited about your show. I've always been intrigued by the ongoing, formative directions of your podcast, and can't wait to connect with your ongoing presence and content.
All right, sounds good. But anyway, as you were seeing by the title of this video, we're going to be taking a look at some crazy people, some viral videos, some crazy people. I'm sure a lot of you might know these, but we're actually not just going to be looking at them. We're going to be analyzing them, especially, of course, with Crazy Uncle. Obviously, I think we could not have been having a better subject for this episode now.
Sure.
So we're just going to be diving into the first video here. We'll see how this is going.
Okay, so for the past month or so, Steven has been taking random things from around the house and going to a swap meet where he trades them for other random things. So I'm kind of catching him in the act here, loading up a step up there. Dude, that's freaking harassment, man! The freaking license plate. Are you going to the swap meet again? Yeah, no doubt. Like you actually work at bartering. It's called bartering. Is this a gun? Dude, stop putting your hands on it, man. That's not yours. Is that yours? It's Dad. Yeah, it's not. It's Dad's. It's not yours. Exactly. And those are Mom's drums. You're gonna get twice as much money. And my unicycle. Twice as much money. Everything. Twice as much money. Yeah, bartering you. You can't just sell your family shit like that. Wait, those are my shoes. Oh my God, dude! I'm telling you, we really get your videotape and put it on the internet for all the friends and last what it was. What? Just get out of here. You're selling your family. Just get out of here with that. Because we all have parents who can pay for our. We have to get jobs. We have the exact same parents. In my college, I have a job. It's called, that's how adults make money. Yeah, that was your choice. Yeah, that's how adults make money. Your choice. I keep saying. Stop. Okay, now that's Guys. Look, one of your precious units, Steven. You're just gonna know. You want me to embarrass you and put in your little internet trick? That's why I did to you, Steven. You have to go get the shoe now. You also. Look, Steven, I have your precious van key. Oh my! You just threw that at your van. Now look what I'm gonna throw. Yeah, while you're running. We lock him out. We're good. And we watch the squirrel store nuts for the winter.
Oh my God.
You're getting out of the house, oh boy. Wonder if he found them.
Oh God. He threw his keys in the snow.
Yeah, he pretended to throw them, but but he still had them in his hand.
There was a lot going on there. I mean, he was
There
selling
was.
his family's possessions. I think maybe you shouldn't do that. I think you probably shouldn't.
Why? I don't understand. What is he doing with why is he selling it? You know?
Well, as he said in the video, it's twice as much money in the last time whatever it was, whatever that meant. Yeah, and we all have parents that can pay for our college, and that's how adults make money. Is twice as much money.
So he was trying to be enterprising, but the mistake he might have made was that it's great to be enterprising. It's great to try to sell things, but you can't like take other people's stuff and like bring it to a swap meet. Like that might have been the mistake he made. He thought, well, I have all these great business ideas, but the problem is, like, even in accounting, we call this conversion of assets. It's actually, quote, theft. And so he might have made a mistake in thinking that to do a great business, I mean, he was selling wonderful things. All these things were going to get great money. I mean, it looked like a wonderful Amazon shop, but I think he lacked the consent of the people he took the products from. That might have been a problem.
That's a nice way of putting it. Yeah. What were you thinking more about the guy himself? Like, what was he seeming to be exhibiting as just himself and his that state that he was in? He kept saying a bunch of illegible stuff. I think my favorite thing he said is well, my first favorite thing was when his brother was trying to touch whatever was in that case. And he said, "No, that's not yours. That's not." His voice is, and then his dad. Well, yeah, it's dad's, not yours. But I think my favorite thing he said was, you're trying to, what was he good? Yeah, trying to impress your little internet friends in the last time it ever was. So, yeah, what are you thinking? Was up with that guy and what his state was?
I'll let Joe take this question, and then Joe,
I don't know.
What do you think?
He has a visibly fit body, and his voice was cracking and stuff, so he might have been on steroids and just selling the possessions for more steroids.
So okay, so he's trying to sell, for steroids to get all swole.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that, like, if you're gonna run a business, you want a very enthusiastic salesperson. And so, and again, I'm putting the left and the right side of the guardrail. So don't think I'm like condoning his behavior or condemning it. But let's say on the right side of the guardrails, we'll try to see the positive thing. He's got a very good marketing attitude. He wants to bring a valuable possession to market, and he's picked all these things that he thinks, dad's guns and my brother's shoes and all that stuff is gonna sell very well. But the thing that he should have maybe done, and I think this is kind of logical, is he probably should have gone to the counterparty who had the shoes or had the guns and said, "Hey, I've got this great idea. I want to market it to you. We'll be partners. We're going to sell it, and then we're going to be beneficial from whatever funds we get." My question is, if he hasn't gone to these folks, but let's say he didn't, he's going to get the money, and they're going to be without the thing that they had, and he's going to have to make them whole in some way and then pay them back. It would have been better if he went to them in concert and said, "Hey, you guys have all this stuff. Do you need it? And if not, we can make some money, and let's start a business plan. We'll pack the truck up." He seemed to be doing it by himself, and then his brother kind of called him out on it. Like, "Hey, great business plan, but what about all the people you just stole from?"
My appraisal, I think, would be he's quite set on his motives. What
are his motives, though?
Make some money, make a buck. But I think he's one of those people who is just one of those pretty much impossible people. Try reasoning with them. He's set. He's already going to be doing what he's going to be doing, and you're needing to be the only thing. The only kind of intervention is, well, taking his keys away and pretending to throw him. So hopefully, I think we can all hope that he is he's made some good money in some less potentially negative ways in terms of with other people and impacting other people. But we can be taking a look at the next crazy person here. We're going to be going up the list in craziness, I would say. So
all right. I'm excited.
Okay, I type in "man goes cray" and then this comes up.
What's your name?
My name? Oh, let me tell you my name. I'm confused because, like we're supposed to believe in the ministry, right? So is the church and state supposed to be separate? I'm confused because I never went to school, right? Is a confused person get a resolution? I don't understand. You see, when you go like that, right, you have a cross, 2 sticks, right? And that's how I felt when I was in Waterloo. Because when I walked in Waterloo and smiled at people, they treated me like a vampire. They used the cross and they went like this by not smiling at me. In Toronto, hey, hi guys, you know me, Steve Spiros, easygoing. Those who know me, I'm a nobody. You understand? And you can't kill a person with no body. So why am I afraid? I'm not afraid. I'm afraid of the boogeyman. Who's the boogeyman? You figure it out. I'm getting out of here. I'm going back to Waterloo where the vampires hang out. And I'm going to wear my sunglasses at night. You know why? Because women show their tits, have short skirts, and then they feel violated when I look at them. Why? Because I have sunglasses on and I'm weird. I'm from Humberside. I'm sorry if I made a fool of Humberside, but all those people who called me a sleepwalker, I woke up. Now I'm going back to sleep because I'm going to be committed in an isolation room because I'm going to go back to the ministry and allow them to perceive me as I am, a fuck up. Bye. Hey, Toronto the good. Look at this square. It was a shithole when I worked here. Now it looks like New York, Manhattan. Where are the bums? There's no bums here. Toronto doesn't have bums. The Waterloo, they're creating bums. They created me. Why? I don't know. Maybe it's the church. Talk to the Pope. He knows everything. I had it. I'm going to die. How can you die when you're dead? Oh, wait a second. I'm going to be crucified, right? I'm not going to raise my voice.
Oh God, keep your shirt on.
I love you.
Oh, I mean, that was the tour de force. I have no idea what that was.
He caught me off guard. I didn't expect a lot of the stuff he said.
Yeah, that caught me off guard. And I don't know about chest waxing, but that he had a full, I mean, very interesting person. I actually could not follow what he was saying. I will candidly tell you, I don't know what he said.
I think he was unhappy about his life and his situation, and I think he felt like he was talking about Toronto, how it was really bad there, but where he came from, or no, he was talking about how Toronto was really good, but where he came from, it just made a bunch of like bums, and he was a bum, and he felt like he didn't fit in. So I think he was feeling isolated.
Maybe.
Yeah, but that was good. Joe, that was kudos on that. That was very prescient.
Do we need to watch that again to get together, see if we can follow it more along the lines?
I don't know if I have it in me to watch it again.
Okay. Yeah, I actually have. I will be admitting that I have been memorizing his entire ramble and speech, and have well, for just a cool party trick, I guess. But
I just think that like if there was like a legitimate person who was not like a bad actor that could like say to him like, "Hey man, I love you, God loves you," like bring it in, like that's it. I mean, he seems hurt. Like to Joe's point, like he seems like really hurt, and it makes me hurt to feel his pain and how he's thrashing out. But he seems like a good guy that if he got his act together could probably do some great things for people. I don't know, just maybe I'm getting a little bit too optimistic, but I also have to say that the person interviewing him was very big-hearted keeping the camera on, because he was going off a little bit, you know, off the rails, as Ozzy Osbourne said on the Crazy Train, but which is a great song, by the way.
Yeah, I think the a good way to be describing that is he's a little confused, but he got the spirit. Like you were saying, he could be doing a lot of good. I think he really got the energy and the spirit to be doing some really good things. He's a bit confused, as he said. What's your name? Oh, I'm confused. I think, yeah, he is a bit confused and could be using a bit more clarity. Although, yeah, he had a lot of wisdom potential, I could be saying, as in as many quotable lines as what was one of them? Um, those who know me, I'm a nobody, and you can't kill a person with no body. Whoa!
I mean, yeah, he's not wrong.
Anybody thought of that?
Well, there's a song. Look it up. There's a nobody singing about somebody. It's an old African American song. I'm a nobody singing about somebody. We'll do that for another time, but whatever.
Yeah, so. And then and then another one is oh yeah, what was it? Oh yeah, talk to the Pope. He knows everything. I've had it. I'm gonna die. How can you die when you're dead? Can't really be arguing with that. So yeah, he got some. I can be describing it as some knowledgeable wisdom potential that he can completely be using. I think really somebody is needing to be reaching out to him. And first of all, actually, what were you meaning by all this? And then present him with some opportunities. He's needing some opportunities, and thinking what I was what that was coming across to me was that he has been maybe deprived of some opportunities in his life. If he's just given some, I'm thinking that he could be the next voice of our generation. You know, older guy, experienced. Yeah, he could be. I think maybe he could be even on our show. He could be he and Crazy Uncle would be the new could be teaming up and have a new wisdom central.
Well, I'd actually be happy to meet with him. No question about it. There's a lot of folks in Asheville that I've met as myself who are, you know, struggling with, you know, difficult situations, and it is a very humbling experience to admit those people into your life. When I first moved here, I haven't been doing it lately because it's cold as god awful right now, but I would actually walk to the homeless communities under bridges in Asheville when it was nice and warm and easy for me to do, and distribute, you know, medical things and, you know, meeting their needs and things like that. But everybody had a reason for being where they were, and I couldn't understand even the beginning of, you know, how a person was living in a tent under a bridge with, you know, his or her girlfriend or whatever. And but you meet people at their level, they'll talk to you, and they were good friends of mine, and you know, had interesting stories. You know, this gentleman, I would tell you, would be somebody I haven't seen that his level of intensity. He seems not homeless, but he would be an interesting person to talk to. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we're going to be progressing on. The craziness level is going to be going up here. We're going to be looking at the third clip here. Oh yeah, this video is the very iconic video. This is I think viral enough that Joe, you might even be knowing this. This is the trumpet. This is the video from 9 years ago, only, entitled "Trumpet Fight." This is it's called Trumpet Fight.
Trumpet Fight. Okay.
Yes. Now, you go. Get the fuck out. one of the most important places in all of North America. Who are you? You miserable, presumptuous talent. You're no artist. An artist respects the silence, serves as the foundation of creativity. You obviously don't have the talent. You don't have enough respect to yourself or other people. Learn what it is to respect yourself. In music, we're any other form of creativity. And I'm an NYU film school graduate, sucker, and the School of Visual Arts, and the Academy of Art University in San Francisco. You suck. You're no talent. You guys have no business. You get yourself a dick instead of ruining the end of the day for everybody down here. Strength. You're everything that's gone wrong in this world. You're self-consumed, no talent, mediocre piece of shit. I've earned my right to say it. Okay? I had 20,000 people in in 1975. I walked Dylan up on stage. Who the fuck are you? I knew the Grateful Dead from 1966. Who the fuck are you? You nothing. You nothing. You are nothing. And you will never be anything. Never. How dare you? How dare you? Miserable, mediocre, nothing. Shame on you. You crack, stupid little smile. Little pimp. Go learn to play. Go learn to play. You're flat. You can't even carry a fucking note. I don't care about your little, like, horn lip. It doesn't mean that you know how to play. You're flat. I'm trained classically. I'm trained contemporaneously. And you suck. No. No. No.
Seems like a very unhappy man.
Wow. Oh, anybody that can play music on the street is like a thing in Nashville, or let's say another place. It's people stop and they listen. It's beautiful because they're taking a risk. They're basically saying, "Here's my art." You know, it's embarrassing when someone like both is really, you know, bad. I haven't seen a whole lot of that, but I imagine that person played the was it the trumpet, the trombone, trumpet, right?
Trumpet, yeah.
I'm sure he was great, and there was some hipster from a different generation that had been through some series of criticisms, and I can imagine how that happens as music is evolving. And but the my opinion, and I'll let Joe and Captain you know, intervene, but you know, you want to celebrate that, you know, like anybody's on the street like playing music, you want to kind of give them a high five. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I think they improve people's life, definitely. Or
Yeah.
it's a very uplifting thing to hear, you know, people just playing music.
100%.
Yeah, anytime I can be hearing some live music, I'm all for it. I'm liking to be hearing people who are actually, and especially in this day and age, are still actually playing instruments and, you know how to play. And I'm liking to be hearing how they play, and, you know, what type of music they're playing and what songs they might be playing, you know, some that I might not be aware of yet, that I might need to be aware of. But yeah, I think anytime that somebody's doing live music, yeah, I think it's something that you obviously got to be respecting. Unlike this guy, and there's this guy who is coming along.
But you know, Sir Monster, I would tell you that this is something that is, if you talk about guardrails, it's like if you're a musician and you're scared, what's the worst thing that happened to you? This is like kind of like the worst thing that could happen to you.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep, you could be harassed and attempted to be assaulted with a garbage bag by a short, balding Lord Farquaad on drugs looking goblin.
But I mean, is the message, is the moral of the story that, okay, now that I've seen this, don't go out and take risks and play music? Or if you're gonna play music, always assume the left side of the guardrail. There are people on Earth, we don't know how many, that happens to us. So let's always be prepared. You're going to get the left side of the guardrail, which is that person that says denouncing your tone, which is like that's a tough arrow to catch. Okay. You're also going to get right side of the guardrail, somebody saying that like, oh my God, you lifted me up because of your music, or, you know, or I've never heard that music. I didn't like it that much, but it was so brave that you're out there doing this new. And again, where I live, I see this all the time. I see, you know, I sat down with a Native American person doing his late local shaman music, and he was singing Yahweh, which I'm like, oh, did you know, by the way, that that's also a Hebrew word for goddesses, you know? But it was a Cherokee chant, and you know, maybe I felt like a fool for 30 minutes sitting down in Indian style, Native American style, and you know, did I feel like a fool because, oh well, they could, if somebody videotaped me or as I was singing, you know, could I? It was like, no, because it was a cool thing, but not a person that passed by looked at anybody askance or saying judgmentally, you know, you shouldn't be sitting down singing music with people. It was in my local community. It's like, okay, you're sitting down and singing music, trumpets, you know, like, you know, she or he, I don't know, maybe could have better supported that person. I don't know.
I don't think he's a goblin. I think he's just a very unhappy person. I'm not really sure what's going on. Maybe he's stressed out by, you know, other things, like life. You know, maybe his job. You know, he seems to be very prestigious, and has been on this earth for a while. You know, he said he graduated from some music school that was more famous.
And the NYU Film School graduate, and the School for Visual Arts in San Francisco. I'm thinking.
Yeah. So it sounds like he's, you know, done. He has his like research. He's been places. He's got his degree. He's worked hard for it. I mean, it just seems like he's a very stressed out person, and he's just taking it out on the trumpet player, which is unfortunate. I mean, he had a opportunity to you know, bring more good into the world, and he didn't take it. Like maybe as a person, he isn't like that. He just got unlucky with a freak out.
So do you think maybe Joe on a better day he could have done a 180, like have really complimented him and said, hey, listen, I remember when I was in New York and I was studying, and I heard your notes, and I thought the best of the classes I took and experience. I mean, he could have maybe had a 180 on another day.
Yeah, definitely. He could have, you know, used all of his experience to like, you know, be like, you, like, even if he just like genuinely didn't like his music, he could have been like, well, you can improve on this and this, because I went and graduated from these places and I know what I'm doing, instead of just like, you're garbage because of this and this. So
yeah, I mean, building people up is such a cool thing, because it makes you want to do it more, and breaking people down, you know, it'll just lead to total, you know,
yeah,
break people down, there's no one left. But you know, one of the cool things about, you know, studying music in New York is Juilliard began to invite musicians, and Miles Davis had a 4-year classical degree in trumpet from Juilliard, and when he went on to do great improvisational jazz, you know, you could see the structure of how he was playing around with formal structure, because he had learned it. And you know, all the critics were very complimentary of Miles Davis. For another thing is that Miles Davis had the ability to pick up on other artists far outside of his genre. He praised Willie Nelson for being able to dive into the middle of a cadence, just as Miles Davis would, because they were kin. They had both learned this way of bending into the rhythm of a tone, and he, you know, could praise, you know, and if you listen to Willie Nelson, I mean, Willie Nelson can sing in between notes. That's the kind of thing you want to see when you hear a new musician.
Yeah.
Is, oh my Lord, you have got this similarity to this great artist, and you remind me of Bach, or you remind me of Shostakovich, or you remind me of Rachmaninoff, and it's so ballet-ic, and, you know, good for you. That's the thing. Captain, what do you I mean, like, what's your take on that? I mean, like, can you imagine somebody denouncing music in the street?
Yeah, I could definitely be seeing, you know, if somebody's just if somebody's on your space or your property and you're wanting them to be leaving or they're disturbing something, if they really are, then yeah, I could be saying if you want to tell them, hey, you can take it somewhere else. But this guy, he was in the front of the Holocaust Memorial Center in the streets of downtown New York. This guy who he does not own the Holocaust Memorial Center, I doubt it. So yeah, that was just out of nowhere.
Oh, this was in front of the Holocaust Memorial Center. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, but he did not say anything about the man did not say anything about that's why he did not say that was the reason why he wanted to leave it all, but yeah, all the reasons that he was given is that he sucked and he was flat and he couldn't carry a single note. But my appraisal of this is, I think, could be summed up into something more short, because he was saying, he's had this whole career, like he was saying, and he had been having all this education. He was trained classically and contemporaneously. He was trained classically and contemporaneously. Just keep that in mind. Look at his resume. That is going to be on there. And contemporaneously. Always not forgetting that. But I'm thinking that since he was saying all that, and he was saying that he was having all this notoriety back in the day with he was this, I guess, country class trumpet player, and he knew Bob Dylan. He was walking Bob Dylan up on stage in 1975. He knew the Grateful Dead from 1966. Now, he was saying all that about how all these things that he's been doing and experiencing throughout his life, and yet he's this angry and this senile about just some guy playing a trumpet. So I'm thinking that at some point in his life, all that he was saying was said to him at some point.
Yes, yeah, that a lot of the evil that you experience, other people did experience, and they can't make sense of life without spitting back the things that other people told them that were true. And if those people were evil, and they I mean, because and I'm not saying this person is evil at all. I'm not judging him, but if I were that trumpet player, my feelings would have been hurt like 10 times over, because I would feel under attack. And you should never say things to people that especially people you don't know, negative things about their performances. Keep it to yourself and let their music teachers tell them. And I didn't hear this person play trumpet, but he seemed to be creating a persona that he didn't know about this person. And then saying that like his art was hopeless, which is a terrible thing to say about somebody. So I would say that this person must have been hurt very badly by someone who said something similar, because where else do you learn those skills? And not skills, they're aberrations, to not encourage someone's musical talent if they're on the street. I mean, you can walk. I mean, if you walk away, if you're not interested in music, you walk away. But this person specifically said they couldn't hit a note and all that. That doesn't sound very positive. It almost sounds like someone, to your point, what are we calling you, Sir Monster? It almost sounds like they had heard that. I mean, so I think that's very presently perceptive to think that might have been their case.
And a bit of insight about this guy. His name is Douglas Levison, and apparently that was found out because somebody found him on Facebook, and he had a Facebook page where he was addressing in one last final post to his Facebook page. I'm thinking that he's been making any other posts to that. One final response that was something in all caps, saying that they're something. I always will stand by what I said, and this will be the last time that anybody will harass me, or something like that. But when people were finding his Facebook, they were finding a link to a website that he had created, and I'm just going to go around. I believe I have it right here, called Flower Power Creative, where he has posted many articles. You know what? We should actually just go here and take a little look at it. And here is Flower Power Creative, this man's website. Flower Power Creative, your universe, politics, music and fine arts, women's rights, environment, techniques, animal rights. This is flowerpowercreative.com. I'll read it in his voice. Flowerpowercreative.com is in a community dedicated to motivating a more compassionate society through our events, books, media, interviews, and website. We hope to inspire action and dialogue in politics, the environment, women's rights, animal rights, technology, music, and fine arts. Please visit us more often to the energy and focus to power the momentum of solutions in these areas of engagement. So yeah, there's got a broad scope here. Featured news, a bunch of projects, testimonials. There's a mailing list. There's links for Barnes and Noble. There's a bunch of some pictures on here. This is the politics section. Voting.
Wait. So was this the guy? So this was the guy who had the interview, right? With the Toronto.
No, this was the trumpet goblin.
This is the person who. Oh, really? Who
Yeah.
was criticizing the trumpet person?
Yeah.
That surprises me, actually. Okay.
Here's his blog.
And so you believe that was a gentleman and not a woman?
That was a man named Douglas Levison.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think, my take is I wouldn't want to judge that person based on their website or either based on that outburst. Probably my preferred context, sit down with somebody for 2.5 hours minimum to talk to them, because the internet can eviscerate people. But I wasn't impressed with Douglas' first performance, and the website might be great, but hard to know, hard to judge. I certainly wouldn't want to judge, right?
Yeah. So this is the photo gallery. This is women's rights photos. All the photos are credited to Douglas Levison, as seen right here. He just took a picture of a random woman holding a stop sign. Here's one of a woman that's you can tell that it was him taking the picture. It's from lower down. Here's this one is the most hilarious one. It's supposed to be women's rights, and he's taking it from down below, and she's out of focus. And then there's this dude in the background, just in focus. Then there's this dude in the background focus. There's a bunch of ones. There's music and fine arts gallery. For some reason the blog ain't working. The gallery for music. Okay, music and fine arts gallery. Oh, okay, here we go. Music and fine arts. No, there are no photos for music and fine arts.
Yeah, I mean,
hope I'm not going to get a virus on this.
Yeah. I mean, I would say this person has a lot of stuff going on, a lot of interest. I can't really say much to provide context, because the interview with him and the interviewer was interesting, a little bit hard to follow, but maybe there's more to the story. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I was seeing a video going more in depth about his website, but I cannot find. This website is kind of. I'm guessing it is a bit old because it's kind of crashing a bit. Events. There's an events page. There are no events this month, unfortunately, about us. It's co-founders and CEO creatives Douglas Levison, Neil, whatever. derived their insight and inspiration from the massive wave of social change, along with an explosion of creative expressions of the 1960s generally, and the genius musical lyrical of the Beatles in particular. He's a Beatles fan. I guess what more can you be saying? I guess it is just him and this guy Neil Camus.
Oh.
Somebody we have not been taking a look at. He has a Facebook. Find us on Facebook, Twitter. He has a Twitter page. Okay. Can you see this? Can you be seeing this?
Yep.
His last poster from March 2017. I'm raising money for World Artists for Peace. All right, raising money for AK Share Kitchen. Daniel. Well, there's a lot of things in all caps. He apparently he's been doing some. He's advertising some celebrity events that have that I guess will be powering the art of creativity. He has a YouTube channel, which is just his videos are looking like they're all 1960s music related. They're all looking like he was recording the television or his computer screen. It is what it is looking like. Has he got an about? No about section. He's looking like he's trying to be growing his platform. He got a bunch of social.
What about the guy who's actually playing the trumpet? Do we have his website?
No, I hope he's been. I hope he's been performing in Carnegie Hall.
Like, because that is the guy. I want to see that guy's website. I want to see the guy who actually plays trumpet on the corner.
Yeah, I hope he's still out there playing. I hope he didn't get deterred by
oh yeah,
the
because
one negative guy.
Oh yeah, 100%, Joe. Because if you're out there, doing your thing, I mean, that could maybe knock you back for a couple of weeks, and hopefully you talk to your friends and you're like, okay, come back stronger, and you're gonna have your haters. I mean, in anything you do, you're gonna have your haters, and the haters don't even know why they hate you half the time, or 100% of the time. I mean, they hate you, and if they actually got to know you, they'd be probably your friends, but they don't have the time to know you, so whatever,
Even Jesus had haters.
Oh my God.
Yes.
But poor guy. I mean, the betrayal was unbelievable up until the end, and right before they put him on the cross, they whipped him with lead-tipped whips. It's like, why would that's disgusting.
Yeah. But there's a lot of articles on his website. I ain't going to be going into any of those because that is a rabbit hole. Maybe perhaps for another time. I was clicking on all of his categories on his website. I clicked on animal rights, and it diverted me to some website that I clicked off of immediately because I don't know what kind of viruses I'm going to get. But
take antibiotics tonight.
He's been trying to be setting up a platform for himself and his creative here. All I can be doing is wishing the best for him. I was actually forgetting to be mentioning, he actually went on an interview on a podcast. I cannot remember what exactly the podcast was, but he was going on a podcast interview, and he was saying something about he wasn't trying to be defending himself or anything, or making himself look like, oh well, I was just he was just saying straight up, yeah, I did that. What about it? And he was actually he said another thing he was saying is that he has been practicing. I wish I could be remembering what it was, but he was practicing some kind of I'll be putting it in the I'll be putting it in there in post in a text. But he was practicing some kind of internal like spiritual meditation thing that is like, it's the point of it is to get rid of all your anger and your strife, which is the most ironic thing. I'm wondering how that is going for him now. But he was also featured in, again, I knew all this like a long time ago, but he was in, I'll be putting it in in the credits as well. But he was actually in a movie. Some movie production company was asking him to be cameoing in one movie. I cannot be remembering what it was. And the scene, I think it might have been even a deleted scene. He did not need to make it into the final cut, unfortunately. But doing just that, there was a scene in that movie where a couple of the characters were doing street performances, and he went up there and was yelling at them, saying the same things that he was saying in that video. So I guess there was a small period of time where there was a bit of capitalism involved, trying to market him on through this medium that he could have he was basically creating through freaking out at some guy playing the trumpet. So really, I've not been hearing anything else from him. He has not been seeming to be active on his Twitter or his website or his Facebook.
So was it some thing that someone staged, or do you think this guy's real?
No, this was entirely real. I unless this was some big facade, we do not know who this guy. I think the guy who was uploading the video was this guy who I think that was his only video on his channel that he was uploading. But in terms of that, there's no other information. We do not know who the trumpet player is. We do know a bunch of information about this Douglas Levison guy, but
there's a lot of information though, because is he just going after people that are playing music in the open, or because if this particular video was in front of the Holocaust Memorial, was he basically saying that person shouldn't be there, the Holocaust Memorial, playing trumpet?
He was actually saying in that interview, because they were asking him about that, they were asking him, was that why? And he said, no, to be honest, it had nothing to do with that. I just didn't want him there, disrupting the silence and the peace of the city, of the bustling, loud city of New York.
Because one of the things that I would say, and if I were to be like a conciliator, let's say someone came in front of, like I'm very religious, so like I have my feeling for the Jewish people, they're my people. So if someone felt that someone was playing a trumpet disrespectfully, you could see how someone might disagree with that. But if that guy wasn't even doing that, then what was his point? But then I'd also say that, music is something that was created by God, and like anytime a human being plays any instrument, and that's glory to our Creator, like it's a beautiful thing. It's like you could see how you could defend somebody even in the solemnness of the Holocaust Memorial, which is something that I'd be very solemn for. But if someone respectfully played a trumpet, because they're basically saying this is music from our Creator, and we're trying to give praise to these fallen brothers and sisters that are Jewish people, like you could see something beautiful about that, but you could also see how there could be a debate if somebody wanted to challenge that person. But I don't get any of that. I get that this guy is kind of a jerk.
Yeah.
And I'm not judging him, and I know I just did, so forgive me. But he seems kind of like a dick.
Yeah, in that moment, I think he has, like I was saying, he has a lot of internal strife and turmoil. That was I ain't really using this word a lot, but that was quite a dick move he made there. Does he make that move in his daily life? I would really hope not. But all I am going to be saying is, Mr. Douglas Levison, if you happen to be watching this, please reach out to me, reach out to us.
Yeah, we would like to clarify it. No, nobody's judging him right now. I mean, who knows what the context of his comments were? Who knows? Give him his ability to clarify whatever he said.
Yeah, I think obviously that, and if you're watching this, we can reach out. We really want to just have a discussion, clear up some things. Not just for us, but all the folks that have been watching that video and were maybe confused about maybe who you are. I'm talking like you're watching. He's whatever. But anyway, if you are watching this, we really wish you all the best. We really wish this guy Douglas Levison all the best. Hopefully he finds some peace with himself and other people in the world, and just hopefully he can just be finding happiness.
Yeah.
And
No
cannot be,
question.
and not have, you know what, most importantly, not be bothered by little things.
Yep.
Not making a mountain out of a molehill, and just chill out,
Yep.
just feel all right. But
Yep.
anyway, I think with that, we're going to be wrapping up this episode here. I was really enjoying this. Good to be back here. The last time we were recording this was back in November of 2021. I'm remembering that like almost like
Wow.
yesterday, but that was a long time.
That's
But
it's been a
anyway,
minute. Lots of things have happened.
Yeah, a lot of
Lots of-
things.
yeah. So any final comments here?
No, I mean, not really. I mean, hopefully that guy isn't, as angry. I mean, it looks like he's trying to do great things with his website and all. But no, that's no further thoughts really. That's it.
Yeah, no, I'll touch on what Joe said. Like, assume the best in people. Maybe you see a clip of somebody, they say something, and you quote unquote investigate. And we're not. I mean, listen, we're not pursuing people. I mean, like, people have their lives and they're difficult. But maybe you find out something and you're like, well, that person didn't even mean that in that way, and so.
Yeah.
To give people the chance to, even just completely change their views and not be embarrassed. I mean, give people space, especially when it comes to the internet, because if you're going to encourage people to bravery, you can't say that, well, if someone's brave and they say something and they mess up when they meant in good form, that they'll never try to do it again. Let's not do that. I mean, listen, we have a ability to say who we are, and sometimes we don't know who we are, or we mess up, or we misstate something, and whatever. But I think the coolest thing is when and my friends are like this, is when we see someone screw up, we totally know how they can, we're like that, oh, that's fine, they can turn it around. And when you have friends like that, when you slip up or you screw up, instead of someone saying, pushing you on the ground, they pull you up and they're like, okay, so here's what you did wrong. You did this with your leg or your arm or whatever, or you said something too quickly and someone didn't understand. And when you have friends like that, then you only are excited about being better. But if there's an environment where every time you mess up, people just beat you down, you'll never improve. And so my advice would be, I don't know about this guy's website or his viewing or his interview or whatever. Maybe he was trying to speak from his heart and he needed some help on attenuating a couple of his views or whatever, or not, or with the trumpet player, that person, I would think, maybe needs a lot of help on, speaking better to people. But we have an open heart, listen to people, and realize that people make mistakes, and that even the people that are you think are very negative can be, redeemed. I mean, they can.
Yeah.
So yeah. Let's for the person that criticized a trumpet player, let's hope that the next time they see a trumpet player, that they give them some better praise.
Yeah, mistakes can be like one step back, two steps forward with the right people, but like if you get the wrong people, it's one step back and then another two steps back. So
yeah,
not very fun.
Yeah, 100%.
All right. So, well, that will be it for this episode here. Again, what am I even saying? I don't even have an outro here. Just check out the channel, all the other podcasts. That's all I can be saying for now. Don't fall too close. Keep the faith, and don't take any wooden nickels.
Amen. See you guys. Yep.